You've been watching MrBeast and reading about PewDiePie, and suddenly your life feels meh. Naturally, you thought the best solution was to dive into YouTube for tips on unlocking your creativity and making something cool, because feeling like a loser isn't exactly the vibe. Good news, creativity isn't some mystical superpower, it's fun, easy, and downright awesome once you get started. And just to make sure we are on the same page, creativity isn't just about making stuff, it's about giving yourself a purpose and shaking up your routine. Working on something fun beats spiraling over why your crush hasn't texted back, and showing off your creation, even if it's just to your mom, is a total flex. And the best part is, once you start, you'll wake up excited to try new things instead of dragging yourself through the same old grind. So stop wasting time watching funny fails and start flexing those creative muscles. You'll definitely thank me later. Now that you're on board with getting creative, let's talk about how to actually do it. You don't need to be Picasso or Kabe Lame to start, because creativity isn't just for artists or musicians. One big mistake people make is thinking creativity is limited to hobbies like painting or music, but it can spice up even the most boring jobs. Whether you are a construction worker or an app developer, there is always a way to think outside the box. Harvard Business School Dean Shrikant Datar studies how creativity transforms careers. The key? Stop waiting for inspiration to hit you like a runway bus and start taking action. So, here are some tips on how you can apply creativity to your work. Collaborate like a pro, or pretend you are. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? That's what psychologist Dr. Paul Paulus, shout out to his parents for that name, from the University of Texas at Arlington, figured when he ran an experiment on collaboration. He got two groups of people, one had to write their ideas down and pass them around like a game of brainstorming hot potato, while the other group worked solo. And guess what? The teamwork crew came up with wild but super useful ideas that made everyone easier. So, next time your coworker suggests something, even if their workflow looks like a toddler's finger painting, hear them out. You might just stumble upon your own eureka moment. Take risks, but maybe not with the company's payroll. Creativity is about stepping outside your comfort zone, and no, I don't mean switching from a Mac to Windows. Try a bold idea, even if it feels like it might flop. Worst case, you'll fail spectacularly and become the butt of the jokes for the rest of the year. Best case, you'll be the one who let everyone have the rest of the year's Fridays off. Hyper-focused like a laser beam. You know that zone you enter while binge-watching Netflix for 10 hours? Imagine channeling that focus into work. Crazy, right? Use meditation, caffeine, or sheer willpower to lock in on a task. If your brain needs a break, take a short nap under your office table. Just maybe don't let your boss catch you dozing on the job. Solve problems like a mad scientist. Got a challenge at work? Turn it into your personal science experiment. Brainstorm weird solutions. What if you tried a new method you came across on Reddit? What if this project used family illustrations? Is it a genius idea, or are you just being delulu? You decide. And if you're stumped, ask your coworkers for ideas. They might just surprise you, or at least give you a good laugh. Rebel nicely. If you've ever thought, why do we do it this way? Congrats. That's your creative brain begging to break free. Challenge the "we have always done it this way" vibe. Suggest something new, like starting meetings with memes or using a giant whiteboard for brainstorming. Pro tip, be polite about it. You want to be a creative rebel, not the office anarchist. Learn to tolerate feedback. So, after pouring your heart and soul into a project, your friend hits you with, "It's a really great idea," if a comatose goat came up with it. Ouch. Tempting as it may be to exact revenge. Like sneakily covering the laser on their mouse during an intense online game, or hiding yellow plastic ducks all over their apartment with a note saying, "There are 5 ducks, good luck, but only hiding 4. Resist the urge." Instead, channel that energy into tweaking and improving your work. Sure, a quick scream in the bathroom is allowed, but come back swinging. Take the criticism like a champ. Show them you can handle feedback and prove you're the creative genius you know you are. Because at the end of the day, success is the best payback. Work hard, but keep it fun. Creativity just doesn't magically happen. You've got to put in the effort. Set aside time each day to think, brainstorm, or just stare into space dramatically until inspiration strikes. But don't forget to have fun with it, go against the norm, have fun with everyone, and dare yourself to come up with the most outrageously stupid yet sub-solution possible before getting down to business. Why? Because if you're not having fun, then what exactly are you even doing with your life? But always remember, creativity doesn't start and end in the corporate world. Just about everything in our lives needs a little bit of creativity. This is why creativity can also be applied in our everyday lives through these ways. Starting small. Another mistake I see people make is trying to reinvent the wheel right away. Start with bite-sized projects you can finish in a day or two. Draw a doodle of your favorite snack. Yeah, slap a face on it. A cheerful pizza slice. Absolute masterpiece. Or go rogue and write a short story about a hamster who somehow becomes the accidental monarch of a tiny village. And if you feel that's tame, you can start small by pranking the hell out of your friends. That is another surefire way to exercise your creative muscles, though chances are you might get ganged up on by your friends, but trust me, it's gonna be worth it. Starting small removes the pressure to be perfect and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Remember, you're not building the Eiffel Tower here, you're just flexing those creative muscles. So now that you have started being creative in your everyday life, you feel great. You feel like you're on top of the world, right? Well, you were until that one criticizing comment hit you. This is why this next step is very important. Don't fear failure. Here's the thing about most creative ideas. They're usually awful at first. Your first attempts might make you cringe so hard you want to yeet them into the sun, but honestly, who cares? Failing is part of the process, huh? Most people don't try new things because they are afraid of looking dumb. And let's be real, our school years didn't help. Teachers loved handing out detention for wrong answers as if we weren't there to learn. But here's the good news. You're not in school anymore, and no one's grading your creativity. So the next time your fear or failure holds you back, remember the wise words of Colonel Casey Haskins, military instructor at West Point. You have to make it cool to fail. If a guy who trains soldiers says it's cool, who are we to argue? Take me, for example. I once tried to make a DIY bookshelf. And honestly, it looked like a deranged flamingo designed it. But hey, I learned what not to do, so my next attempt was bound to be better. And it was, except this time it looked like a drunk raccoon gave it a go. But you know what I saw? Progress. So embrace the chaos, sketch the wobbly penguin, write the worst poem known to humankind, just make sure you're celebrating the fact that you're creating, because that's what matters. And the best way to celebrate, share it with the world. Trust me, even your drunk raccoon bookshelf deserves its moment in the spotlight. Share your work. You've made something. Now what? Show it off. Creativity gets even better when you share it with others. Share your doodles on Instagram or X. Show your family your latest creation, even if it's just a macaroni portrait of your cat. Post your goofy cooking experiments on TikTok. People love quirky stuff. Worried people won't like it? That's okay. The act of sharing helps you grow, and you never know. You might inspire someone else to get creative too. Always remember that creativity isn't about being perfect, it's about having fun, trying new things, and laughing at your mistakes. Whether you're doodling stick figures, baking lopsided cakes, or thinking up the best pranks for a payback, every step is a win. So grab a pen, a glue stick, or literally anything and start doing something today. The world needs your weird, wonderful ideas, so let's go make some fun stuff.